on then.
Good evening, everybody. Let's see how much lag we got between StreamYard and YouTube. It still says it's waiting, but there you go. What can you do?
Hasn't come through to me yet.
No, that is a big long lag. Why isn't it? Ah, there we go. And we're live. I hope everybody can hear me.
Okay.
Oh, I got a notification. I wonder if that's YouTube telling me I'm live on time for once. Oh, yes. Yep, I can hear that playing in the background. So we're obviously getting out there. Well, good evening. Evening, Jan. And what a few days it's been, hasn't it? Good evening to the guys in the background there. Yeah, Parliament. Well, good evening, Marines. Gordo. Oh, excuse me. My chest is playing up as well as my eyes tonight. Well, most of my body's playing up most days. It just depends on the degree of it all. But yeah, the vote yesterday. What an absolute disgrace. I mean, people are missing the point. There are going to be people that will get the allowance, but there's an awful lot that won't. As I've said before in the videos. Good evening, Phil. A lot of people are actually getting just that little fraction above the threshold where they can claim for it. But they haven't finished with all that yet on the pensioners, because the word is that they're going to take away bus passes as well. So does that not only take away their choice of heating, it also takes away their choice of movement for a lot of people. Remember the little old lady that Starmer was on about, that she used to ride the bus to keep warm all day? Well, she won't be able to do that if they take the bus pass away, will she? But yeah, I said today in today's video that this is going to kill a lot of people, and it's on their heads. I put it squarely on the heads of the government. Just the same as I said, the Conservatives, with what they done to the pensioners during the pandemic. You know, to me, they're just disgusting pieces of shit. Now, it's worrying what this bitch Reeves is going to come up with in the budget. That's the lid of my drink gone somewhere. Oh, all the way over there. Oh, well. Yeah, that's very worrying. And again, their idea of letting the people out of prison early, well, that's backfiring on them already, isn't it? With them out getting pissed, partying. You know, just one or two that I will admit, well, more than one or two, that absolutely deserve to be out. There's some that have been in there for a long time, which is totally out of order for the crimes they committed. You know, they should have been released long ago. But it's the cost. You know, now I never connected until the other day the fact that they were reserving and paying for 5,000 hotel rooms, and they're actually going to release 5,000 prisoners. You know, they said the hotel rooms were, God, this fucking jacket pisses me off, for the channel paddlers to make sure they got somewhere. But they are sticking a lot of these released prisoners in hotels. People are saying they're giving them food vouchers and stuff like this, but I think they're actually getting fed at the hotels as well. Again, there is a lot of them that will have homes to go to, that have got families to go home to. And fingers crossed, hopefully a lot of those guys will stay straight and become half decent members of society if they're given the chance. But as experts are saying, there's a high possibility that many of them will reoffend and will end up back behind bars. Well, they won't, will they? Because they ain't got fucking room for them. So, but yeah, and you know, the MPs that didn't bother voting abstained. There was only one that actually stood up and said he voted against it. Fair play to him, saying that he couldn't sleep at night if he'd have voted for it. Those that abstained, well, they're assholes. Absolute cowards. You know, if you believe in something, you stand up and be counted. If it costs you your job, it costs you the whip in their case, whatever, you stand up and be counted. You don't give bullshit excuses and just disappear.
Babe?
Yeah?
Is it a secret vote that they put the tick on something and nobody knows how they voted? Or is it a case of hands up who says, oh, you know?
I don't rightly know, to be honest. Good evening, Graham.
Because at the end of the day, sorry, Logan, if he was saying he's going to take the whip away and it's actually a private vote that you...
Well, they must be able to tell. They must be able to tell. You know, I mean, he stood up and said it, so he's obviously been identified. But as far as I know, it's not a private vote. Whether they get slips with their names on or they put a tick on a bit of paper, I don't know. There's a lot in Parliament that we're not privy to.
I thought it was a secret vote. However they do it, I thought it was a secret vote on things like this. So Starmer couldn't have taken the whip off them if it was.
Yeah, but you got to remember, it's not just the Labour that vote.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody in the House gets to vote.
Yeah, I know.
But I don't know. I don't know.
That's okay.
Oh, pardon me, if anybody could hear that.
Sorry to interrupt you, but you can carry on again.
Yeah.
I'll shut up now.
Been mad weather here today, rain, huh? Yeah, we've had a fair bit of rain here, Jen. Quite heavy.
It's cold.
The temperature is dropping, and it looks like we are going to get some more rain, but we haven't had any thunder or lightning yet. Angry grandpa. Yeah, grumpy old git in the corner, Gran. But yeah, I mean, it's all right them sitting there and coming up with these ideas and talking out about it in the House there. But why? If you're not going to stand up and be counted when it's needed, there's no point. And there's no point them debating anything in the House because Herr Gruppenführer Starmer is just going to do whatever the fuck he likes. He won't take any notice of it at all. Anybody else who's got any views on that? You know, I've seen by the results and comments everywhere today that most people were against it. But again, it's another thing that's going to affect the veterans, isn't it? You know, a lot of them are on pensions, and their army pension gives them just that little bit above where they can claim. So they're going to suffer. You know, no energy backup from the payment, plus energy prices going up, plus the price of everything else still going up. Yes, wages and pensions have gone up a little bit, but it doesn't match what they're taking out of it. And I'm not going to take them seriously on anything why they're still drawing $4,000 a year to heat their own houses and pay their own bills and pay for the second houses because they want to work in London. Pardon me. You know, they've literally got in power on a shed full of lies. Right the way through their campaigning, the hustings, everything. They've got in on absolute lies. And maybe this is why they weren't out canvassing on the doorsteps. Because they knew what they were going to do. They had all this in mind when they got in. It's not something that has all of a sudden popped up. You know, he's like a fucking parrot, keeps on about this 22 billion black hole. Well, one of the other MPs said today that 9 billion of that is going to be created by Labour themselves with the public sector pay rises. And they said, oh, even the, what's it called? The old fucking, the ONS. They claimed that the ONS missed it. What a load of bullshit. Most of the figures go through the ONS. They would have spotted it. The Bank of England themselves said the black hole isn't there. It's an absolute load of bollocks. So, you know, it's just another lie. They want to blame somebody else. Yeah, the Conservatives fucked up. We know that. They've been fucking up for some years. But this lot, they're on another level. Absolute another level. And then we've got the police again. I'm just throwing all these out there so, you know, we'll put some of your ideas in the chat and we'll discuss it. I'm just throwing it out there. The Met Police have come out and said yes, they've been very biased with their handling of the protests. Why all of a sudden are they doing a U-turn and admitting this now? Does this mean there's something big coming from them on the protests? Are they going to start arresting pro-Palestinians? Is it because so many people are calling them out? Can't see that. That's never bothered them before, has it? But I think they're fearing losing control. Because at the end of the day, when the shit hits the fan, they're going to be at the brunt of it. And I think they've realised there's more people on the streets, whether it be one side or the other. But with everybody turning against them, they're fucked. They won't handle it. There's too many of them. So, you know, we'll see. It'll be telling this weekend. I believe there's some protests that have been organised for this weekend, in particular pro-Palestine. We know Hope, not Hate, will try and antagonise something here over that. Probably Antifa as well. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's been reported that Yorkshire police have actually banned the pro-Palestinian protests in Leeds. Well, if you look through what they're posting and what they're saying about it, no, they haven't actually banned them as such. What they've done, they've invoked and empowered Section 14, which means they can shut down a protest for any reason. They can ask people to take the masks off. They can direct people where to go, or they can just put dispersal orders in. I believe Section 14 covers all of that. It's not separate sections. All they have to do is invoke that one section, and that's it. Excuse me a minute.
Huh?
Graham's just said his text comments are no longer getting through. What's the fuck's going on there? Let me refresh that, see what's coming on. The fuck is going on here? Right.
Yeah, the last one I can see is him saying good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Angry Grandpa and subs. Try again, Graham. See if anything will go through. Does anybody else?
Blocked him.
Eh?
I haven't blocked him or done anything.
No, I haven't blocked him.
I haven't put him in timeout. I could.
Oh, Jenny's saying the same. Oh, it would seem that YouTube have gone absolutely fucking mental.
Guess what?
Huh?
Guess what?
Yours ain't coming up either.
Nope.
Ah, well, thank you very much, YouTube, you
Error,
bunch of
try again.
fucking assholes. Let's see if anything of mine will go up. My name's gone up, but error, try again.
Yeah, mine's got a little brown.
Well, sorry about that, guys. It looks like we're being fucking censored. Big time.
You don't have much luck, do you?
No, it's not a fault. That's censorship. Absolute censorship, that is. Right. So, what can we do about this? Let's try something here.
Yeah, I'm trying to reset.
I've already did that. Nope, it's not even letting me put the StreamYard link in so we can go on private chat there. Well, thank you very much, YouTube. You absolute fucking cowards. Faceless fucking cowards.
Can you turn subscriber mode off?
What the hell is going on?
Can you see my ding dong?
Yeah, I can see that. What did you do?
Nothing. Woo!
It's back on. Well, was it censorship or was it the faceless cowards pissing us about? We'll never know, will we?
Slight technical. Evening, Karen.
We're all here. Hi, Karen. Yeah, it seems YouTube are having a hissy fit. Whether it's censorship, whether it's
It wouldn't have come back on if they'd have.
a glitch. Wasn't just your channel. Good evening, Stuart. Savage, hello, mate. Whatever happened to these 4 mega prisons? Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. They spent 3 years telling us they were fucking building them. And they haven't, have they?
Well, they built hospitals instead. Oh, no, they didn't do that either, did they?
No. They built these camps, but we know who they were for. But yeah, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous what they're doing. Now, as I said, there's loads of guys that could be let out of prison. Right, Moo? There's people that have been in there. As Heather, we were talking about this the other night. There was a documentary on a little while back. A kiddie's been in there for nearly, was it 14 years?
Oh, I can't remember the number. It was ridiculous.
And his crime was he stole a fucking bike. 14 years for stealing a bike. It's, those sort of people, yeah, they should have been out a long time ago.
But they've locked him up and threw away the key because they don't even. He doesn't even come up for remand hearings.
Yeah, it's. But I think the police now, get back onto that. Now we're back into the chat again. I think the police are fucking terrified. I really do. They are shit scared of what's coming, especially with the way this government's turning. Well, say turning. They started off from day one with it, didn't they? Yeah, it could have been a glitch, Graham. It might have been here's a slap on the wrist. You said something you shouldn't do. Well, I say a lot I shouldn't do. So there you go, YouTube. Fuck you.
Stuart said it wasn't just your channel, so.
Yeah, it might well be across the platforms, but 18 years for this. The old FN. We did have one that they were displaying when I was at the camp many, many years ago, Stuart. Good evening, Russell. It was one of the ones that was captured from the Argentinians on the Falklands. And they had a real nasty habit of running away. They used to go on to auto all on their own. And, of course, they'd end up in the runaway bunker. So it was just as well a lot of them were turned into fucking manholes. Manhole covers, I should say, not manholes. Kipper Sniffer, good evening, mate. A lot of new ones dropping in tonight. Maybe it's you guys that have been sat in the background most weeks. But yeah, I believe that the police are shitting bricks. I mean, they're losing officers hand over foot. There are thousands. They're not admitting it, but I know from fact. I do know ex-police officers, as does Heather. Grumpy Sapper, good evening, mate. And yes, they are losing thousands. And they're only replacing them with these woke little assholes. Yeah, there is a pay rise coming in the pension, Savage, absolutely. But there again, if they keep putting the energy prices up and what have you, that's going to soak a fair bit of it up. And if they take away the bus passes as it's being reported that they want to, then that's another thing they're going to have to fork out on is transport. You know, you got people like myself, although I'm not quite at that age yet. You know, regular hospital appointments. It's wish I was younger. I'd become a train driver. Yeah, 70 grand a year for driving a train when most of them ain't on time. Yeah, if you got the full rank, Savage, yes. My own sister, she retired as a captain. She was full screw. She went back in because they gave her a commission. When she wanted to retire, they persuaded her to stay on with a commission. And when she did retire a few years back, she was given a 3-figure payout, more than enough to pay her mortgage off. And she was given a final salary, full pension. And they also re-employed her the day after she retired as a civvy, doing her old job in, what do you call it? Where they look after people and what have you. Counsellor. That's, you know, when you're a ranking like that, yeah, there are a lot of them that have got full salary pension. Yeah, well, the thing is, Russell, if you look at the ethnic minorities that are signing up now, you've either got woke little schoolgirls, you know, with their big rimmed glasses that ain't got a fucking clue. Well, most of them ain't got a clue with the law anyway. They have to look on their little phone, don't they? And, or they're getting ethnic minorities. Yeah, it's... Which is even worse, because if it kicks off, they little shits ain't going to be able to do nothing. I know there's one being arrested the other day. There was, I think it was 4 or 5 coppers holding him on the ground. He was handcuffed. And this stupid little blonde bitch with glasses running around, waving her arms and putting her hand on his legs and her hand on his shoulder, looking out. She didn't have a clue what to do. And that was over shoplifting. It was a homeless person shoplifted a sandwich, not for themselves, but to feed to their dog. A sandwich, and I think it was from Poundland, so £1. But they had nearly a dozen coppers turn out for it. One bloke gave them a bit of lip, told him exactly what he thought of them, and fair play to the guy. I'd have probably done the same if I'd have seen it. And next thing I know, they know he's on the ground with 5 of them jumping on him. Yeah, I don't know whether you've got different rules over there in Northern Ireland, though, Stuart, on taxes and that. I wouldn't know, to be honest. What are you calling a male escort?
Jenny says Grumpy's Apple wants a gigolo.
Oh. Yeah, I was going to say a gigolo's a male escort.
Is that not what I put?
Yeah. No, I just wondered where you put it. I didn't see it up there.
Read your comments. Read what the other people have put.
I'm trying. My eyes are all over the place, darling. They're in and out of focus. They're
Mine's gone back to top chat.
Streaming with water. They're just...
But now I'm singing Dave Lee Roth Just as you get up.
Oh, the same rules, yeah.
Everywhere
Okay, sure.
I
I didn't know, mate, so I know a lot of things are different over there. Yeah, he's probably not using spell check, Jen. But, you know, this thing with what they're taking away from people, I mean, if we didn't have the car, we'd both be fucked here. Because the hospitals used to be in walking distance, but it's not now for us. Because of our condition, the hospital hasn't moved. And even the local shops and the bus service, it's out of our walking range to even get to a bus stop from here.
It used to take me 20 minutes to get to the bus stop when I was fitter. Couldn't do it now.
So we absolutely need a car, otherwise we'd be forking out on a weekly basis for fucking taxis, which would be ridiculous. You know, these are the things they don't consider. And it does look, like I said in the video today, it looks like they're trying to get rid of the olds and indoctrinate and brainwash the young, which is in line with the WEF agenda. Oh, pardon me. Yeah, I've been catching up with a lot more people, Stuart, on Facebook. A lot of my old school friends from like 50 years ago are starting to appear on there. The word's got around, I think, that I'm still alive and about. I was getting, it was funny, I was actually chatting through messages and that with some friends of mine that were at Santa Pod the weekend watching the drag racing. And I said, I ain't been up there for years. So I said, it's too expensive now. And I was saying, well, that was a good run. That was a nice car. And they said, well, how do you know if you're not here? I said, well, I don't need to go. It's live on YouTube every meeting. But yeah, there was a few more there that were quite surprised that I've survived to this age so far. Well, I'm surprised myself, to be honest. But what's everybody else's views on what's been going on with the shit shower in the House of Power then? Is anybody else dreaming of the return of Guy Fawkes? I'm interested in your views. Beguile. Well, I don't think there's anybody else in it. V for Vendetta. Yes, Karen. Excellent film. In fact, it was on again the other night on Freeview. Very good, Graham. Very good. But it is, you think most of the outlying areas in the UK are Celtic, devised from Celtic languages. But there again, Cornwall, that's got one all of its own. I mean, I did know a few words at one point, but have you got your caps on, Permanent Grump?
Yeah, he did apologise. Next comment down.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Grumpy Supper, they seem to be changing a lot and putting a lot on the back burner, ready to come in. And I think it's going to be around the time of the budget. Evening, Loafer. Steve, good evening, mate. They are. They've seen how far the people will put up with shit. after what the Tories have done. And this lot are just taking that to another level to see how the public are reacting. They're going to find out just how much before long, I think. I've said before, it's getting to the point now where a lot of people have got nothing to lose. And you put somebody up against the wall when they've got nothing left to lose, they're very dangerous. They're at their most dangerous. And they keep saying today, and I watched the question time, well, if you can call it question times, all I heard from him was £22 billion black hole every other fucking sentence. Like a busted parrot. But, oh, we're investing in this, we're investing in that, we're building the economy. No, they're fucking not. And the problem they've got is the people that were investing in it and those that have got the money to invest are pulling out the country. They're withdrawing their support. They're withdrawing their financing of projects. What was it the other day? Somebody said there's something like about 4,500 millionaires have already took their money out of the country, moved out of the country, and there's probably as many again that are actually going through the process of doing it. And there's as many again as that saying, no, we are going to do it. We're going to fuck off. You know, the country's in a mess. They're taking the piss. I mean, if I had money, I certainly wouldn't be investing it in this country. 9,000, yeah. That's the sort of numbers I was hearing, Savage. I am going on information that a lot of people send me. I haven't had time to do a lot of research for myself at the moment. But they have the Home Office now are starting to cover up what's going on with the migrants, especially the costings of it. I know of several people that have put in freedom of information requests, and about 90% of requests now are coming back as denied. Even the police have started denying a lot more. I mean, there's you can get information out of the police on stuff by emailing their press office or officer for the relevant force that you're looking at. But even then, they're saying now, no, information not available. No, can't give you that information. There's a lot more getting hidden than there was with the Tories. I mean, the Tories were very slapdash. You know, they was trying to hide a lot of stuff on the government websites, but it was still getting put up. Yeah, that's the ones that are leaving, Graham. A lot of them are. Yeah, it's getting round to it, Savage. I mean, you know, I do keep myself quite busy here, and obviously with the fatigue, it takes its toll on me. I mean, I had to go and lay down for a few hours today to make sure I was awake to do this. Yeah, they're saying ignore the evidence, Loafer, and nah. When they say something like that, it just makes me look deep. I go and look deeper. Yeah, and mainstream media, particularly the BBC now, have been called out on their bias as well. And more so, I was quite surprised that the BBC actually admitted it. Again, I don't think anything will get done because they seem to be above the law. The government's blue-eyed boys, aren't they? Yeah, that's sure. Yeah, sure. I said it was coming, mate. And this is what they're doing with the kids. They're not going to educate the kids to a level where they can understand what's going on in government and fight back. They just won't let it happen. Well, the thing is, along with the money, what you got to think of as well, there's going to be the brain drain again, isn't it? Look at the amount of foreign surgeons and doctors we've got, especially the private ones, the surgeons and people like that, the ones that earn top money. They're going to start fucking off. A lot of them went back to their own countries because they can earn more there. If you're going to hit them for tax and shit here, they're going to fuck off as well, which is going to put the NHS even deeper in the shit. I mean, it's hard enough to find a fucker in there that speaks English now anyway. Yeah, Savage. In some respects, I'm with you on that. I mean, she did crash well, it was her idea. It was that prick of a chancellor of hers. But yeah, it showed up the short failings. And if nothing else, that should have been a warning. But nobody took it that way. I mean, you've got no decent opposition at the moment because they're too busy arguing amongst themselves. You've got Labour's own MPs that are too fucking shit scared to stand up and say anything in case they lose their jobs. I mean, Reform are the only ones that are standing up and arguing the toss about it. The Lib Dems are having a go, but as far as I'm concerned, they were a waste of time anyway. So
he's too quietly spoken. Everything he does is so nice.
Trump saving cats and ducks. Well, I have seen reports of the immigrants here actually cooking people's pets. We know they've been poaching fish from private lakes and stuff like that. We know they've been taking swans. I dare say they're taking rabbits in the wild as well. And the thing is, they will eat stuff that most British won't. I mean, I've even seen a video of them roasting, I don't know whether it was half a sheep or half a cow, in a fucking lay-by on the streets in the middle of Birmingham. They had a pile of wood embers there burning and this meat on a fucking spit, actually in a parking space it was, outside some houses. And to me, that's just not acceptable. Parking's bad enough to find as it is. You turn up and there's some cunt having a barbecue in there. But this is what I said. Some of these, not all of them. I'm not blaming all of them. Some of them have been here for a long time and they've integrated in society. They've given respect to our laws and they've given respect to most English people. I know a few of them myself that have, from all religions. But some of them just won't bow down. They've come to this, if they want to live in this country, then they live by our laws. They live by our morals. Yeah, that's what I said, Sav. There's not one of them in the house that has got full integrity or full morals. You know, they all do it. And yes, Farage, he probably is claiming a lot of expenses. But on the other hand, there he is exposing a lot of stuff, you know. But that's, you know, at least one of them should stand up and say, right, I'm not going to draw expenses. I earn enough from the job. I will pay for my own way. And that's what they all should be doing. I suppose they'll claim now, oh, we're in the upper pay bracket. We've got to pay more tax ourselves. Yeah, right.
No, Graham.
You off, Graham? Take it easy, mate. You've stayed in longer than you normally do, actually. So my hat's off to you, mate. Look after yourself. Take it easy. Oh, for the regulars out there, I had an email from Resist earlier on. He's absolutely fine. I don't know whether he's going to join us tonight or not. But he is okay. He's just same as all of us. We're just a bit worried about what's going to go on with the future now. What's in ahead of us. Because this lot, the Tories were kind of predictable. You know, I was predicting what they were going to do weeks and months in advance. But this lot, they're just unpredictable. Couple with a full lit barbecue and everything. Boot of the car. And this is the other thing, Gordo, you know, that most of them are coming from third world countries where health and safety don't exist. You know, if they have got electricity, they're just throwing wires over the bare wires in the streets and plugging everything in. And there was a video up, was it up yesterday or the day before, where a petrol tanker had broken down on the side of the road. I believe it was in India or somewhere. And there's hundreds of people around it draining all this petrol and fuel out of the bloody thing. They got fags in their mouth and all sorts. Yes, Sarge. Absolutely, mate. It is a farce. It's a slagging match that's predictable. They know what questions are coming because they've got the answers written down. It's just a slagging and a backstabbing fest. That's all it ever has been. That's why they've cut it down from an hour to half an hour now. Yeah, but Sunak was another one, old Roland, wasn't he, loafer? You know, he come out, his manifesto was a bed of lies. Although they did attempt to do some of what they said they were going to do. But they were shot down at every step, basically. Labour haven't even attempted. They've just come straight out with a bed of lies, got in, and just reversed everything that they promised they were going to do. And they're reversing it on bullshit excuses. These English. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that's the way they're being educated nowadays, isn't it, Gordo? I'm probably not going to make it till 10 o'clock tonight, but we'll keep going as long as we can. It's only 10 to 8 at the moment, so. But my sleep patterns are all over the place again. I've had to stop taking some of my pills. They're doing me more harm than good. And I haven't got when's my next hospital appointment? What are we in now? September. 30th of September is my next appointment. And that's, well, I've got to give up this thing first. That's for my chest and my lungs and my heart. Yeah, The lot of them are going to have trouble with the next local elections, Loafer. I mean, I've spoke to people here, and people have been in touch with me that were Labour supporters. A couple I know even voted Labour. But they said that, they're absolutely ashamed of it. And I won't name and shame them because they are decent people. They just thought they were doing the right thing with what was promised. I said, well, if you'd have been in touch before you voted, you could have got a bit of advice. But this is the problem when people just watch mainstream media or read the bullshit and the narrative that they keep putting out. I'll have a look at that afterwards, Gordo. If I open too much now, I'm going to start getting confused. We got the Labour council here and a Labour MP in Birmingham, although we have got a local one for Sutton, but it does come under Birmingham City Council. And a friend of mine posted the other day that they've got over, I think it was 500 million or 51 million pounds worth of artwork. People are saying it should be sold off to see if they can get them out of the bankruptcy and shit, but unfortunately they can't, because a lot of it was given as gifts and donated by local artists or other artists and what have you. And apparently there's usually a proviso that it doesn't get sold for the council's use. They're there for everybody to see. Although they've only got about, I think it was 10% of them on display at any one time. So obviously that's going to cost them some fair bit to keep them. Because don't forget, paintings have got to be kept in a climate-controlled condition. My idea would be, well, open a bloody art gallery. They got enough empty buildings laying around, and get the paying public in to have a look round them. Earn a bit of money off them without selling them. But you look at Birmingham, I wouldn't think there's that many people that can afford to pay to walk around a museum to look at art. Well, I certainly wouldn't. Let's have a butcher's here a minute. Gordo's put some up.
I'm getting a drink. Are you okay?
Yeah, I've got me squash here. I've had enough of the fizzy drinks today. I'm cutting down on them. Thank you.
See if it stops you farting.
Oh, it won't stop me farting.
Nothing stops you farting.
Oh, kid. Oh. Yeah, is that a barbecue or is that just a stove? It looks like it's a stove, Gordo. It looks like one of them little stoves rather than a barbecue, but that's still. Let's see if I can. Hello, my fucking camera's frozen now. I knew that one was going to pack up again. Fucking thing. Right, we'll have to go to the secondary one, which isn't a very good picture. Share screen. There we go, yeah. Not only cooking like that in the boot of a car, it actually looks like they're in a petrol station car park. Which makes that even worse.
His comment said it was in the services. So.
Yeah, it is next to a petrol station. That you can see the sign there.
It's a bit further down, but yeah.
Say no, it was a barbecue. I've been to the airport going to Spain, not holiday, taking a dementia client on holiday. Oh, nice work if you can get it. But again, now they're, is it going to be worth having a foreign holiday? Because there's so many extra taxes and they're charging so many people. Let's turn that thing away a minute. That's a bit better. Put that one on. There we go. That's a bit better. Is it worth it? I mean, is there a safe place you can go for a foreign holiday? Right, well, that camera's gone tits up again. Oh, my Lord. We're full of technicals again.
Focusing on me.
Yeah, that one has got a manual focus for some reason. But I don't think it's focused right. Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to get any closer, to be honest, Gordo. Dubai is safe. Too hot, Grumpy Sapper. Too hot, mate. I got enough trouble breathing with the fucking air we got here. That one's back online again now, look. Let's see how long it lasts this time. I wouldn't even survive the fucking flight with my legs. I'd end up with blood clots. Hunter, good evening, mate. I mean, I used to spend time out in Sicily, and I used to struggle with the heat there at times, to be honest. Oh, I don't know about that loafer. Oh, yeah, and opening bars. I thought they were shutting down a lot of the drinking haunts over there, but I wouldn't know about that, Gordo. I don't do football. I've had nothing to do with football since, my school days. Can't stand the game. Yeah, Fuerteventura used to be nice. Used to stay at Caleta di Futsi, just up the coast from the airport. A friend of mine had a timeshare there. Some nice bars there. I ended up working on the door of one of the Irish bars in the complex. We were there for a couple of weeks, and the second week I was working. But no, we prefer to holiday in this country. And the place where we normally stay, they're more than happy to take our money, and they're grateful for it, and they show their gratitude by the way they treat us. And unfortunately, abroad, you don't get a lot of that. Yeah, but I don't go to any bars now, Grumpy. I don't drink, so.
Yeah, but he's got his own, hasn't he? Remember you showed it to us when
Oh,
he
yeah,
looked
yeah.
around. His expensive rum.
Yeah, Karen's been on her countdown on Facebook to going over to Ireland. I mean, I'd like to go back over there, Karen, just to visit the relatives that I do talk to. I don't speak to mine over here much. My close family I don't speak to at all. But I do speak to the Irish side of my family. It's mainly only my cousins that are left. One of them is over here, actually, young Michael. I think he still lives in Luton. I must get in touch with him.
Oh, that lovely lad we met at the funeral.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Red-headed Michael.
He was lovely.
Little Michael.
He was lovely.
Michael Melly. Well, that's, you know, Maureen and that I speak to. That's their brother.
Yeah.
Good evening, Matt. Yeah, it is getting cold out there, Matt. I noticed it this morning. That was, believe it or not, that wasn't far off a frost here. Wasn't far off it at all. The old dew and condensation had built up on top of the cars. It wouldn't have took much to turn it into an air frost, I don't think. But we've had nothing but sort of, it was beautiful this morning, first thing. Absolutely clear blue skies. Obviously, it was clear last night. That's why the temperature dropped. But today, we've had quite a few heavy rain showers. And when I looked out earlier on, I don't think it's finished yet. But there again, they've been forecasting the heavy showers and damage and problems with transport and shit for about the last 4 days. Well, since the weekend, but this is the first day we've actually had any rain like that. The wind did get up a little bit a few days, but well, I suppose the next holidays are Christmas if the left waffle don't cancel it. I haven't got as bad as putting the heating on, Stuart. And we don't have it too hot anyway because we both have breathing issues. And if it gets too hot, then you do struggle, you know. A couple of times when I've had it up on in the winter that I've had to step outside to get a breath of fresh air, even though it's cold. But it's really funny. Since the weather's changed like it has, I haven't seen a lot of contrails over the skies here. Back through what was the summer, it was covered in them. But we've had clear skies here, and normally from here, I don't even need the camera. You can see the high altitude aircraft if they come across, and I'm not seeing them. I mean, I do take the big camera out there now and again and photograph them, but we haven't had any hail, Jen. Heavy rain. It wasn't hailing while I was asleep this afternoon, was it?
I don't know because I was on my call, darling. So.
Oh, you was on the computer upstairs, really. But yeah, the weather shifts. I personally don't think it's global warming. It's just the natural seasonal changes that have been happening for thousands of years. You know, they don't stay constant. Yeah, Matt, it's weird. I mean, we're under the flight path of it's the East Midlands Airport, isn't it?
No, it's Birmingham International.
Birmingham International. I get them mixed up. I mean, out the back we got taking off. Out the front we've got them landing. But normally above, and they're not the ones doing the circuit. They're too high. Lately, during the summer, there was literally hundreds of high altitude flights. I mean, you couldn't see them; you had to look for them, and most of them were laying trails of some sort. I do know what a contrail is. I lived next to an airbase for many years, but I'm not even seeing the aircraft up there now, let alone the trails. There's a lot of personal crops that have failed, Gordo. A lot of farm crops ain't too clever either. Yeah, I always do that before the start of the winter anyway, Loafer. Always check them and top the boiler up. We normally have the gas engineer comes round to do his annual check, but he doesn't do anything like that. It's not that they don't write the comedy like they used to, Gordo. It's that the woke won't let it play. You know, everywhere you get it, what I would call decent, funny comedy, they cancel it. I mean, Rowan Atkinson come out with it perfect. Was it last week in something he said at a conference or a meeting? He said, comedy is designed to offend. If comedy doesn't offend at least somebody, then it's not comedy. He said that's what comedians do of all descriptions, alternative, whatever. It's council, Loafer. They just send a gas engineer round. He checks the fire, services that, checks the boiler, services that, and that's it. And he always puts the temperature of the boiler up too high, although it's not too bad now. We used to have to go and turn it down so the grandkids didn't scold themselves when they turned the hot tap on. He's getting very involved with politics at the moment, Loafer, and I wouldn't at all be surprised to see him go down that route in the next few years, because a lot of what he says does make sense. A lot of what he says it's common sense, and he puts it in words that really most people can understand, even those that have been dumbed down by the government can understand what he's saying. Yeah, we don't pay, Gordo. It's in on the rent, mate. It's a council house. I got a drawer full of jumpers, Jen. Yes, Steve. He is very trusted, mate. You know, he's a very clever comedian, a very good comedian, very talented. But yes, a lot of people do listen to what he says. And do trust him. You know that he's never given anybody a reason not to. You know, he's even come out and pulled up other comedians, you know, and said things. But he said, yeah, you know, you shouldn't do that. It's going to get you into trouble. This is what you need to do. And the other thing is, from my point of view, he's a very talented race driver as well. Being a petrol head. Because where I was born isn't far from where he lives, or where he used to live at Kidlington in Oxford. Yeah, he is, Steve. Absolutely, mate. I mean, you think, I mean, it was probably one of the silliest ones, but it was a clever one, was the Mr. Bean thing. I mean, it was never my type of thing, but that one went right round the world. Americans were mad for it. Japanese were mad for it. Same as Blackadder. Although a lot of people from other countries totally could not understand the humour in Blackadder in any of the series of it. Yeah. In his little green mini. Yeah. But again, it was like it was it back in the old slapsticks day. Some mothers do, not some mothers do have them. What was the one with Frank Spencer?
Some mothers do have them.
It was Some Mothers Do Have Them. Yeah. I mean that was popular around the world.
Got Mr. Bean and Fergal Sharkey.
Yeah, there's quite a few of celebs that have
Idris Elba
started talking politics and stuff. As Heather said, Idris Elba. What's his name? The little Scots, Neil Oliver. And what's it? Russell Brand. Well, I never listened to him anyway. But yeah, it needs some fresh voices. It needs fresh outlooks. Politics definitely needs changing. It's far too much stuck in the past.
Needs to be reformed.
Yeah, it does. It needs to be reformed totally with the way things are done. I mean, if you want to see which way this Labour government can really go and the trouble they can cause, you've only got to look at Canada, haven't you? With Trudeau. Now, he is a total communist, a lefty. And look at the hassle he's caused over there, and still is. But he's still hanging on, although the people want him out. They've tried to get him out. He's walked out of Parliament over there God knows how many times. And some of the arguments they've had in their bloody Parliament, I've watched one or two of them, and I'll tell you what, they don't hold back. Some of the language they've used, and openly calling him out. Well, you only got to look into his past, Loafer, to know where his direction lies. What he did when he was a solicitor, what he did when he was running the justice. What's the name for justice? It's everything that is destroying this country now. He fought for as a lawyer to happen. The only reason the immigrants can get benefits is because he fought for it. The only reason a lot of them have stayed here is because he fought for their cases and covered their appeals in court. There's a big indicator of where his loyalties lie. He's openly said he's a supporter of the WEF. I put it, was it in yesterday's video? I mean, the police changing their ways on the pro-Palestinian protests. Now, they were arresting that, he is actually an immigrant, the one that keeps getting arrested for holding up the sign that says Hamas are terrorists. Now, Prince Charles, before he was king and since he's been king, has openly said that Hamas are a terrorist organisation. The government have said they're an illegal, banned terrorist organisation. But by arresting that guy holding that sign, they're defending them. Good night, Karen. Take care, sweetheart. The thing is that they've been blatant about the two-tier policing. If it was policed equally, then yes, I wouldn't have a problem like with the riots, although they weren't as widespread and as bad as mainstream media allowed people believe. They were out of order. They were illegal. Property got damaged. People got hurt. Ain't too worried about the coppers getting hurt, but that is something that shouldn't happen. And if you look at the amount of hassle it's caused, certainly shouldn't happen. But that's just a very small fraction of people that cause that, and that were actually involved in it. When you look at how many peaceful protests there are, I mean, I've always said I'm not a Tommy supporter, Tommy Robinson, but what he exposes, I'm grateful to see, because he's exposing stuff that other people won't. And he's putting documentaries out there that other people won't, with the evidence. Now, from what I've seen at the streams and that of his rallies in London, the only trouble there at those has been either forced by the police, or it's people getting pissed around the outside of it, the little groups, and what have you. And they have been big rallies. They have been big gatherings. Oh.
Can you hear it pissing?
Oh, I can hear it pissing with rain out there. But, there's the big one being organised for, 26th of October. Now, is it going to be a big one? Because the last one they organised outside Downing Street wasn't that big, to be honest. And the police kettled people in. Most people were walking away at the designated time, because there are times set on these protests when the police allow them to go ahead. And the police deliberately kettled people in and held them there till the time was up so they could force arresting them to get their details. And most of those that were kettled and arrested, once they'd given their details, they were let go. They didn't do any more with them. They just took them to a processing van outside the cordon, got their details and fucked them off because they hadn't broken any laws. Although the police kettling people like that, I believe, is against the law anyway. But, you know, you've got this government now as well. They're letting people pay for peerages, people paying to be let into the number 10 Downing Street and be involved in discussions. You know, these are people that have just donated to the party. In fact, it was quite funny at PMQs today. Well, I can't remember who it was. When he was asked, is there anybody on the Labour benches that can put their hand up that hasn't received a personal donation for their department or their campaign or whatever? And there was only one put his hand up. You know, they've got no shame. They've got no morals. They've got no integrity. Oh, was that a bit of thunder then?
That or a very quick jet. That was thunder.
Yeah, we might have a bit of thunder. Let's pull the curtain back a bit so I can see if we get any lightning. Although I'm using the cameras at the moment, sometimes I stick a camera in the window when there's a big storm going on out there.
Well, we could go dark and you could turn the camera around and let people watch for the lightning if it comes on a good storm.
Any idea what Islamophobia means yet? Apparently they have been discussing it, Jen. But what they've actually been doing is asking the Islamists what it means. Yeah, they seem to be taking a lot of advice from the Islamic councils and Muslim councils and that. Yeah, that's right. Apparently it's old Maggie that's been giving them nightmares in number 10 though, isn't it, Lou? But somebody said they even took the one down of, was it Blair or Gordon Brown as well? You know, it'll be like the the full-on dictator's office, won't it, with a picture of Starmer himself up above his chair, like Putin does. See, now that's another worrying situation out there. Another thing that's soaking up billions of pounds of the taxpayers' money, which could be used to go a long way with the amount they've been given in this country. Being given the permission to use the long-range missiles. So they're actually firing NATO missiles actually into Russia now. They've been given permission to use them for it. And I've always said that puts us directly involved. We are supplying arms to fire into Russia, not for the defense of the Ukraine. They're actually using them offensively. I mean, the mainstream media is more on Gaza and Israel and shit now. I don't give a shit what goes on there personally. But even that seems, from what I'm seeing, when I do look, even that's being switched around now. You know, they're sanctioning Israel a little bit. What the fuck's going on there? Are they actually turning from supporting the Jews and Israel to supporting the Islamists? In particular, Hamas. Or Hamas, not hummus. Hummus is a food, isn't it? What the fuck is going on? Oh, lost another couple of subscribers. Oh, well. Bothered. I've got 80 more than I ever said I was going to get anyway, so not too bothered. Yeah, best defence is a good defence. I'll agree with that, but it's a war that we shouldn't be involved in.
No, but Ukraine's becoming offensive. It's starting to fight back. It's had enough of sitting there. And I can't say as I blame them.
Well, it's got Putin worried. But there again, Putin's got a lot of backers as well with other communist countries.
He's too stupid to be worried.
Oh, you'll be surprised what Russia's got. You'll be surprised. But again, somebody said, I haven't looked at it actually because it's something that doesn't normally interest me. Somebody said they've relaxed the borders in North Korea. And they're letting businesses in there. Which I find very strange, but yeah. Jen, hello, lurkers.
I don't know if I'd want to go in just in case they change their mind again.
I wouldn't want to go to North Korea to start with.
That's what I mean. Oh, you can come now. Come, welcome. No, you can't leave.
But, when you look around the world, it's not just this country that has changed. A lot of other countries have changed. And very quickly. I mean, China's always been bad, but that's literally falling apart now. Literally. With what's going on there. With their buildings.
COVID, haven't they?
Oh, they've got everything. But I mean, with... they're building not that they've had a decent infrastructure, but a lot has been exposed. I'm listening, not lurking. Yeah, they do, Jen. What they try to do, I think, and other people have noticed this, is when you go through your analytics, you'll get some new subscribers come into the channel, and then YouTube will go back, and they will unsubscribe new people at times, but they'll unsubscribe people that haven't been active in the channels for a while. Like, they can see more than we can, obviously. And if you've got someone that's been in there, been a subscriber for 2 years, never commented on a video, never watched the video, then, yeah, they will unsubscribe. And same as the views. They've started fucking around with the views and the likes again, removing them. A couple of years ago, I did do a video on toxic views because I said something that I was wrong about, something I didn't realise.
Night, Loafer.
But Loafer's off, is he? Yeah, no worries, Loafer. I mean, I'm only going to be on for probably another half hour anyway, so I'm starting to feel it myself. My eyes. That's why I'm leant forward a bit more. My eyes are.
He's off to get changed into his frock. He's playing with a raptor.
I've forgotten where I was now.
Sorry.
Oh, fuck's sake. No, totally fucking gone. This is what happens when you interrupt me, see.
It's only saying goodbye to life.
Oh, subscribing and what have you, yeah. Yeah, they've been doing it a lot more lately. And some of the comments they've been removing off the videos, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Yeah, no worries, Ben. Yeah, I literally had one removed. Was it the end of last week, beginning of this week? And it was literally a comment saying, "Good morning, Roger." That was it. That was the comment. But they fucking hid it. Somebody will make a comment and it won't show up. They won't paste it in there and it won't show up until the following day. I had one today that I did reply to, and it hadn't shown up for 6 hours. Then all of a sudden it shows up. Now, is it that they're, as I said, faceless cowards that are fucking people about like myself? Or is it because they can't cope with the platform? You know, they're never honest enough to tell you anything. If they remove anything, it makes it's virtually impossible to appeal. Facebook's even worse. That's pot luck whether you actually get listened to there or whether it gets through. But touch wood, I haven't ended up in Facebook jail yet. It will happen, but I was going to start a Twitter account just to get myself thrown off, but I can't be asked. I've got BitChute, I've got Discord, I've got Rumble, although Rumble and BitChute I very rarely do anything on. I've never posted on Rumble. I have posted occasionally on BitChute, but for some reason the views from that have gone down and they are being heavily censored. I have had emails from Rumble that say they're trying to get people to sign up and pay for it because they're totally against the censorship and they're being hammered because of it. You know, obviously people aren't advertising on there because of the content. I've never even considered monetizing anything I do. I said that right from the first video that I wouldn't monetize, and I never will. I do it, one, because I enjoy doing it, and two, it gives me something to do. But don't forget, Grumpy, you can, same as Jen, you can both do personal messaging through Discord as well, if you'd want to use email. Although I do believe Discord, they say it's end-to-end encrypted, but I don't believe it is. That rain stopped now. Maybe that wasn't thunder. Weird. Very weird. What's today? Oh, live stream, so it's Wednesday, isn't it? Oh, I've got to go uptown at some point tomorrow as well.
I'm going uptown. What for?
Yeah, I've got to get some new glass swabs, notebooks, and one or two other things. And I haven't been up there for a while. I could do with really pushing my legs a bit to get them moving. They are getting bad again. And a little bit of activity sometimes helps. Just have to take my time doing it. Who else? Who we still got
I can
in
drop
it?
you up there because I've got to go in.
Where have you got to go?
Bank.
Oh, okay. What you got to go to the bank for?
Food.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah, that's an idea because that's up near the middle, isn't it?
It's at the top. It's up by Maccadee's.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. I'll do that, and then I've only got to walk one way, haven't I?
Yeah.
Good idea, Batman.
Yeah. And if it's pissing down with rain, you can do your shopping and come back.
Yeah, you can sit and fucking wait in the car.
Yeah.
Has anybody got anything else they want to talk about? Come on, guys. 27 of you in here. Somebody must have something to say.
I love you.
Oh, yeah, I love you too.
I haven't said it yet. Today.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, another message there from my old mate Glug. You know, I actually post more on Facebook than I do on YouTube.
Well, you can't just post little bits on YouTube, can you?
I keep getting lots of pictures like that, though. Doesn't do you good with my blood pressure, but there you go.
Photos like what?
Like that. Tits. Yeah, we get that most days, Steve. JW. Which is okay, not as. My dog toys. No. Yeah, I don't do Twitch or anything like that, JW. It's, and to be honest, I don't do other people's streams, live streams. I used to get around on a few of them, but obviously Dan hasn't been doing any. He's still looking after mum and dad. I think he is due a visit home soon, so he may pop up with one Sunday in the very near future, but he hasn't actually said, pardon me, anything yet. But that's the only stream on Mrs. W's, obviously. That's the only streams I go on. To be honest, a lot of them I can't be bothered with. You know, there is one or two streams that I will watch, obviously with protests, marches. I'm in touch with a couple of the decent streamers there, letting them know that I'm re-streaming, that I'm not monetized, so I'm not making money off them. And they're quite happy with that. One or two are starting to get pissed off with it now. Certain people re-streaming, many streams at one time and getting monetized for doing it. So they're literally making money off somebody else's back and somebody else's hard work. I don't do that. If I do re-stream one, it's not monetized, and I always put myself on the screen to, give my own commentary, as it were. I think I've only ever done it once. Twice, actually. Stream exploitation. Yeah, and the thing that pisses me off is an Americans that do it, Steve. That's the bit I don't like. You got somebody in America that's re-streaming maybe half a dozen streams from a protest there and making money out of it over there. And to me, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. Grumpy Supper, get a room. Who needs to get a room, Grumpy?
We do.
Oh, we've got one.
Later, babes.
Yeah, laters. Can you wait till I'm asleep?
To do what?
Whatever you want to do.
What, go to sleep? Yeah.
But yeah, YouTube hasn't been putting forward a lot of the streams now, unless you know who's streaming. They take a lot of finding. They do tend to bury them. A bit like they do my videos, really. You know, they're buried way down the feed. And they don't always put out alerts. I mean, for comments, as I've said before, I've got everything set up to get alerts from comments or of comments on the channel. Never get them. Never get them. I don't think I've had an alert for, it's got to be 3 year plus of comments on the channel. That's why sometimes I don't always get to see them, because the number will be there. The number will come up, how many comments there are. And when I actually go into it and have a look so I can reply to them, the numbers never coincide. So I have to go looking through other avenues to try and find the comments that are missing. I do find a few that way, but there are obviously some that have just gone. But I think I'd wake up with a bullwhip, Jen. Unless it's just done very gently.
Told you I've binned it.
Yeah, I've had a look in all the boxes in the loft. I can't find it. He's never been offline, JW. His team have been putting stuff out, as far as I know, on his behalf anyway. And he's still been making money while he's been inside. Believe it or not. The thing is, I don't know whether he'll be released early. I haven't actually heard anything about that. I'll have to look into that, because he is one of my pet hates. I can't stand the prick. He's a con man. Like that dickhead from the London Army that tried to run for Lord Mayor of London. He's just one big con man. I wouldn't pay for anything behind a paywall anyway. You know, he's just another celebrity that's jumped on the bandwagon. Oh, look, I can make lots of money on here. Boom. There's quite a few that have done that. I think maybe it's because they can say a bit more on social media than they can in the mainstream or on the TV shows. I don't know, but obviously the BBC frown on it. You know, they're as corrupt as fuck anyway. But no, he has done very well, JW. What was it he said last time? This was before he got locked up. I think he said it was costing him about $8,000 a month to pay for his team, for the administration and what his team were doing in the background. Because literally all he did was look at the camera and talk. All the editing, everything like that was done by his team. It was nothing to do with him.
They gave him the words to read, didn't they?
Yeah, on some of them. That's why he fucked up so much, because they were giving him ideas and scripts and shit. And when it went wrong, he had to come on and retract them, like when he had a go at disabled people and the mentally ill. To be honest, each time the police raided him, I laughed my tits off. Yeah, they were out of order with the way they did it. No identification, wouldn't show warrants and shit. But there again, look at the way he got his money. Oh, I'm going to use it to take my case to court against the BBC. He did fuck all of the sort with it, Yeah, she was getting persecuted so much, Ben. It was unbelievable. I mean, and it's the same with anybody that got tangled up with him. Lamb, wasn't it? Or something. It was called the Lamb. But yeah, she went. I am got my eyes are really fucking getting bad now. I don't know quite what's up with them. I know the focusing's to do with the polycythemia, but they cleared up for a little while, but now they've all started again. I'm going to call it. I know it's a bit early. Last week I did manage to keep going till 10 o'clock. But hang on, what's that moving over there? Oh, it's that one. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to call that it, guys. Sorry about that. I'd love to carry on a bit, but I know if I do, with the way my eyes are going, I'm just going to end up with a headache. And that'll be another sleepless night then, because the painkillers won't touch it. What am I looking at there? I don't know what's come up there. But yeah, we'll call that it. Thank you, everybody, for coming in and being respectful, as always.
One of these days I'll learn how to be a moderator and do shit. Because I'll have to.
Well, you don't need to do any moderating in
I
here.
know, that's what I'm saying.
And that's why I like the small streams like this. It's, you don't get idiots in there. If they do, they're sat in the background. We know there's probably one or two sat in the background that are screenshotting and posting it elsewhere, usually on Facebook or somewhere, but I don't give a shit. I don't bother them. Doesn't bother me what they post. They can talk behind my back. That's the reason they're behind me. But thank you very much, guys. It has been fun as usual. Sorry I'm not very lively tonight. I have got a few medical issues going on. Probably a few mental issues as well, if I'm honest. But there you go. But are you doing one Friday?
As far as I know.
At the moment, you are.
Yeah, no reason why not.
Mrs. W will be live Friday as usual at the moment, unless anything pops up.
Major occurs.
I haven't got any notes made for a video tomorrow. So if I do one, it will probably be late before it's posted. It won't be first thing. So with that being said, as always, guys, take care. Stay safe. Stay strong. And stay free. Keep your eye on what's happening behind the scenes out there. Respects, people.